What is up, fellow YouTubers? So, we have another video, and this video is by uh, Ashley Eliza, and she reads an article, and the title of her video is "Men Have No Friends?" Question mark. All right, so let's get into it, shall we?
Hello and welcome back to another video. Are you sick of seeing this face yet? Are you sick of seeing this turtleneck? Are you sick of seeing my hair in a ponytail? Well, too bad, because we're back again with another video.
Get it again with the white vans.
Damn, Daniel. Get it again with the white vans. No, I can't say I'm sick of seeing it, honestly, because who am I to judge? That's your style, you know.
So I haven't talked about women in a while. That was because there hasn't been a lot of content that other people haven't been talking about. So I just thought to myself, well, why do I gotta contribute to that? What do I have to criticize about women, my own gender? And then I saw this article. Men have no friends and women bear the burden.
Okay, so here's the context of the story. The first woman is Ashley Eliza. She's the YouTuber. The second woman would be this this other woman who wrote this article. And look at the context idea of what this article this other woman wrote.
This lady claims that men don't have any friends, and because of the fact they don't have any friends, they're unloading all of their emotions onto their partner.
Men don't have any friends. I'd say it's the other way around. How many fucking times have women sat there, pretend to be your best friend, just so they can talk shit behind your fucking back? Oh, wait, men do that shit too, but, you tend to see that kind of crap more on the woman's side. But, anyways. I'm like, men don't have any friends because of what? Oh, that's funny.
And their partners just can't take it anymore. I think in the first example, she says that she talked to him through his.
All right, so her first example, the author's first example, she writes this compelling article. Yeah, the author's first example says Kylie and Kelly can't remember the exact moment she became her boyfriend's one and only, his "What would I do without you?" But she does remember neglecting her own needs to the point of hospitalization. She can't remember the exact moment when her boyfriend became her one and only, his "What would I do without you?" Ugh, sappy, and then of course we get the. But she does remember. Okay, that's so right there, right off the bat. She can't remember anything nice about him. She can't remember the exact moment she became her boyfriend's one and only, his "What would I do without you?" That one moment that's a lot nicer and more, you know. But she can remember neglecting her own needs to the point of hospitalization. She talked her boyfriend through his aspirations, validated his opinions, and supported his career. She had to be his emotional guru. She had that one. She had to be his emotional guru because he was too afraid to admit he had any emotions at all, recalls the 24-year-old English teacher who was studying for her PhD at the time. Oh. out and continue with this video here, shall we?
Aspirations, validated his opinions, supported his career, was an emotional guru because he was too afraid to talk like he had any emotions at all. He was hospitalized because that took such a toll on her because she couldn't take care of herself. That being the first example, I knew I shouldn't take this article seriously. I knew I was like, okay, we're in for it. So this article concludes that women are bearing the emotional burden of men's lives because men are dumping all their emotions onto them because they don't have any friends. She says for
I gotta grab a glass of water because it gets better, YouTube. The article gets so much better, you don't even know. Last time I checked, it's usually women dumping their emotions on men, not the other way around. And the reason why I say that is because men are not allowed to show any emotion. Women, on the other hand, are encouraged to show emotion. And here's the best part of it. Dude comes home from his job, tired, long ass day at work, grabs an ice cold beer out of the fridge, sticks it to his forehead, and goes, "Ah, oh, what a fucking day." He sits down in his favorite chair, cracks open a beer, and he has about 35 to 40 minutes before his other half gets home. So he takes that time to just sip on his beer and, you know, whatever. And then the chick comes home, and here we go. Here it comes. Oh my god, babe, I've had the worst fucking day ever. So and so, you know how I hate her. She's such a bitch. Fuck her. Blah, 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 blah. My boss, blah, 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 blah. The fucking assholes in traffic, blah, 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 blah. Goddamn light, blah, 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 blah. Fucking blah, blah, blah. And he wants to look at her and say, oh, you think you've had a shit day? Mine was worse. The fuck you complaining about? But he doesn't say that. He says, oh, honey, that sounds awful. I'm sorry to hear it. Would you like a beer, a sensitive ear, and a back rub? Would that make you feel better? I bet it would. No, you never see, you know. And the reason why you don't see men dumping their emotions on women is because they're told to bottle up their emotions. That doesn't mean that all men are emotionless pigs. You know, just because men are brought up a certain way doesn't mean they can't be reconditioned. Kelly's story, though extreme, is a common example of modern American relationships. Women continue to bear the burden of men's emotional lives, and why wouldn't they? For generations, men have been taught to reject traits like gentleness and sensitivity, leaving them without the tools to deal with internalized anger and frustration. Meanwhile, the female savior trope continues to be romanticized on the silver screen. Thanks, Disney, making it seem totally normal, even ideal, to find a man within the beast. Oh my god. I want to break down this next section of the article in like 3 little sections. The first bit of it, Kelly's story, though extreme, is a common example of modern American relationships. You can't just call it a relationship. You gotta add the words modern and American to it, and make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it really is. Women continue to bear the burden of men's emotional lives. Oh, women continue to victimize themselves by blaming men for everything, is what it should say. But it doesn't say that. It says women continue to bear the burden of men's emotional lives. And then, furthermore, to validate why it should say women continue to victimize themselves and blame men, the reason why it should say that is because it then goes on to say, and why wouldn't they? For generations, men have been taught to reject traits like gentleness and sensitivity, leaving them without the tools to deal with internalized anger and frustration. Right. saying that, men have a hard time making friends because of the way they're brought up, or saying that they unload on women because they're not allowed to show emotion, that's kind of a stretch. That's like saying, well, obesity's never going to go away because food's delicious. And then they go on to try to make themselves seem like godlike saints when they're more like self centered, sexist, oppressed slags. And by saying that, the article goes on to say, meanwhile, the female savior trope continues to be romanticized on the silver screen, and they blame Disney for it, making it seem totally normal or even ideal to find the man within the beast. That last part gets me a little bit because here's the thing of it. If men are monster pieces of shit, beast animals, fucking pieces of shit, you complain. Oh, they're too animal like. That's not very nice. But then trying to find the man within that beast who's respectable and a gentleman, and you're still complaining about it. That makes no damn sense. This is where this article that this second woman wrote makes no damn sense. Using this plethora of verbal gymnastics to make women seem like the victims and the saviors of men, and to make men look like assholes who need help. Really? And then women turn around and get pissed off when men try to play women as the damsels in distress. Women hate that shit. And here's a woman doing it to a man. Huh. That doesn't surprise me. Something that a woman hates, that a man does, she does it right back. I am fucking shocked.
For generations, men have been taught to reject traits like gentleness and sensitivity, leaving them without the tools to deal with internalized anger and frustration. Female savior trope continues to be romanticized. Find the man within the beast. These people are harping about the same issues that they've been talking about since like 1980 or something. I don't really know who this is marketed to, but this doesn't happen. Like, the men apparently force them to be the best friend, lover, career advisor, stylist, social secretary.
Okay. According to the woman who wrote this article, um, basically goes on to say, let's see, to find the man within the best, to make it seem totally to find a to find a man within the beast, and then the article goes on. People they are allowed to turn to for emotional support, if anyone at all, and as modern relationships continue to put pressure on the one to be the only one, where men cast their wives and girlfriends to play best friends, lover, career, advisor, stylist, social secretary, emotional cheerleader, mom, to him, their future kids are both, and eventually on call. Okay. And to the woman's perspective, according to this other woman, it's eventually leading to on call therapist minus 200-hour fee. This form of emotional gold digging is not only detrimental to men, it's exhausting an entire generation of women. Okay, here's a woman complaining about a man who wants to go to therapy and fix their relationship. Really? Basically, is what that says. How many fucking times they write jokes about it in every sitcom involving an older married couple? Jesus Christ. It's so really? Fuck you with this article. Whoever wrote this fucking goddamn article can suck my cock until I come in the back of her fucking throat, because the amount of bullshit in this article, this is genuine grade A feminazi propagandic bullshit. This article was written by a feminazi. Class definition. How many times do you hear women say, oh honey, I think we should go to counseling? We need to talk. We have communication issues. And half the time, the communication issues involve women not being very direct with their communication, and the other half is men not listening. So, really, it's a collective from both parts. I get that. But if he makes an effort to listen and you don't make an effort to communicate more thoroughly, how is it communication issue when the only issue is you? I'm just saying, like, how many fucking times have you heard women say, babe, I think we should go to counseling to fix our issues. And now it's become this thing where if men do it, it's seen as, you know, him using his woman as an emotional crutch because he's too weak to carry on. Now we have this fucking thing where if men show emotions, it's because they need an emotional crutch, a guru. They don't need an emotional goddamn crutch. They don't need a fucking guru. They just need your fucking support, which is something that women ask for all the goddamn time. Oh my shit, that felt so good to say. Treating men like, oh, I'm the savior and I'm your emotional guru. Like, quit trying to fucking turn it into some religious experience for fuck's sake. Like, or some, oh, you're a stupid, hairy, dumb male who needs to be enlightened kind of bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
Men apparently force them to be the best friend, lover, career advisor, stylist, social secretary, emotional cheerleader, mom, future kids, therapist, and they call this emotional gold digging. It seems like women are offering themselves to do all these things and then getting overworked, like apparently this woman did. The woman who wrote this article is blaming men for the fact that she or other women can't assert their own boundaries in their own relationships.
There we go. Ashley Eliza speaks the truth. She basically said that the author of the article is blaming men because her and other women can't find boundaries in their relationship. Okay, it's good to support one another in your time of need in a relationship, but do not take on more than you can chew. That is an expression that holds true to a lot of things, not just relationships. Don't take on more than you can chew. You think to yourself, oh, I can handle it. So if they're a little bit needy, who cares? Who cares if they're long distance? I can make this work.
So, this is apparently the exemplifying of modern relationships where men are still toxically masculine. They're not embracing any gentleness or emotions.
This is what gets me about this double standard. If men try to be masculine or identify with their natural masculinity, it's viewed as toxic. But if women try to identify with their feminism, it's met with support and courage. Even though feminism itself is a good movement, but feminazi agenda has made it toxic. You know, and even then, you know, if a man tries to be masculine, it's viewed as toxic and sexist and supporting rape culture and all this other bullshit. Any excuse to make the man look like a bigger asshole than he already is, right? But the second a feminazi spews off this crap about what pieces of shit men are, she's supported. But could you imagine if a man went off calling women all sluts and this and that and blah 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 blah? No, because people would look at him like, what the fuck's your problem?
And they don't have any friends to talk about this stuff with. The contradictory thing about that is her boyfriend in the first story was embracing his gentleness. He was talking about these things with her, but she doesn't like that.
Exactly my point. This is where the first example bombed hard. In this example that men have a hard time showing their emotions, blah, 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 the author's first example showed that Kelly's boyfriend was trying to show his emotions, but she didn't like that. So he tries to show his emotions. He's too much of a pussy. He tries to show his masculine side. He's too much of an asshole. You can't fucking win half the time, can ya?
So what the heck? So what I got from this article wasn't a lot. Besides making me unnecessarily annoyed, what I got from this is that women want men to not show their emotions to them. Apparently, it's emotional labor if men talk about their feelings, talk about their aspirations.
Yep, that's exactly what I gathered from this article too. That apparently women will sit there and say, "Why can't you be more emotional?" But then as soon as you fucking show your emotions, it turns you off, doesn't it? Like, oh. And women sitting there saying, well, men shouldn't be allowed to show their emotions. All right, to these women who say men should not be allowed to show their emotions, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, you fucking bitch. Did I ask for your attitude? And normally I don't talk to women like that, but when women are contributing to the problem that men face by acting like, that's just it. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and say, why can't you be a little bit more sensitive? And then sit there and say, oh, I want you to be more of a man, damn it. Okay, so men have to find a balance between their masculine and their feminine side, I guess. I don't fucking know anymore, but I'm just saying.
Their girlfriend. What I've come to learn is that men, you probably shouldn't show your emotions to women actually, because despite what everyone's telling you, tell all your emotions, unload your feelings, cry in front of your girlfriend. It doesn't really seem like women like that. Apparently, it's emotional labor if they have to deal with that stuff.
Oh! Oh, that is the part calling the goddamn kettle black! Apparently, the reason why women don't want to deal with overly emotional men is because it's an emotional burden. Because it's a lot of work. How the fuck do you think men feel when women are coming unglued over the tiniest fucking thing? Holy shit, am I glad am I single. God damn it. I love it. This is my fucking point exactly. Oh, holy shit. Wait, what was the exact wording? Hold on.
Tell all your emotions, unload your feelings, cry in front of your girlfriend. It doesn't really seem like women like that.
Why don't women like it when men share their feelings?
Apparently, it's emotional labor if they have to.
Oh, it's emotional labor. It's emotional labor. It's emotional labor. Apparently, women don't find women don't find men who are attractive if they show their emotions because it's emotional labor. It's all about me because I got the vagina, right, ladies? Fuck you. It's emotional labor, right. Okay, so remember that next time when she's on her fucking period, she's bloated and cramped and she feels fat, disgusting, unattractive, and her mother calls it the worst time to bitch her out because she hasn't made kids yet. You've been together with him for how long and you two haven't had kids yet? I want grandbabies. We're trying, but right now we're in a predicament where we can't because and then your sister calls. Her sister calls, who's already married and has kids. That's your mother's. Her mother's favorite, and she calls to brag about how rich and successful they are. And then she goes to work and deals with every female she fucking hates. And then she deals with a bunch of obnoxious traffic coming home from work. And then she gets a text from her boss saying, I only need you to come back to work because someone called out for the night shift. Motherfucker. So you get home working a graveyard shift, you don't want to fucking work. You get home in the morning and you're still on your period, you're fucking cramping, you're pissed, you're angry, you're tired, you hate everybody. All you want is a glass of red wine and maybe some chocolates and a hot bath. That's all you want. That's all you want. But then your fucking boyfriend's sitting there and you think to yourself, hey, I'm having a shit day. I'll just dump all my shit on him. And that's exactly how men feel, ladies. That when you come at us with your bullshit, like, oh great, Emotional labor. Emotional labor. Emotional labor. That is the pot calling the goddamn kettle black. If the women are turned off by men because they show their emotions, but then they turn around and say it's emotional labor, but then turn around and say, why can't you be more sensitive? But then turn around, oh, you're an asshole if he's not sensitive enough. Oh. You cannot, oh my god, just thinking about it gives me a fucking headache. You cannot make sense of that, YouTube. I am not trying to attack women, because not all women are like this. Thank you, Lucifer. Not all women are like this. But could you imagine for one fucking second, just 1 second, try to picture in this insane twisted logic, because you cannot physically make sense of that bullshit. You'd be like, wait a minute, you can't ask men to be more sensitive and then call them a pussy because they have emotions. You know, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I sincerely thank Ashley Eliza for making this video, because holy shit, that puts a lot of shit into perspective. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I haven't had sex in a year and 6 months. I don't care. It's a blessing in fucking disguise. If this is the fucking general attitude of a lot of women, then I'd rather stay single. Because women are constantly harping on about, why can't you be more supportive of my needs and my emotions? And then when we try to, it's not good enough. That's emotional fucking labor. I tell you what. Ugh. And how do you think this makes women like Ashley Eliza feel? You know, this is the kind of crap that makes women look bad. I'm just saying. So women writing these collective articles on what pieces of shit, overly emotional laboring, sexist, rape apologist pigs that men are. And other women read these articles and they buy into it. Why exactly do they buy into it? Well, it's like I said in previous videos, when TV shows like CSI feature the, like the villains 98% of the time are males. There's that. Then there's the media outlet focusing on all the negative crap that men do. Between the TV shows perpetrating men as the bad guy, and there are, that's the thing of it, is if you really stop and look, yes, in CSI you'll see female cops and male cops, but you'll never see a female perpetrator. 9 times out of 10, it's always some dude. And then you watch the media, CNN and Fox News, and they're always focusing on MSNBC, whatever the fuck you watch, CBS, and they're always focusing on all the fucking horrible shit that men do. And then the combination of those two things, and then here's a woman who's had 1 or 2 assholes to date, and then she's tried dating a third one, he's an asshole. She tried dating another guy, he turned out to be an asshole. So she's gone through 4 asshole boyfriends, and then the combination of everything else, plus the combination of every asshole boyfriend she's gone through. Naturally, women are going to be inclined to think men are pieces of shit. And calling all men pigs is no different than calling all women the C word. You feel me? Ladies, I'm not trying to ruffle your vagina hair or nothing. I'm just saying, you want to put shit into perspective. And women get tired of that assumption. And that's the thing of it, dude. When I'm hanging around my guy friends, the ones that aren't taken, they refer to women as bitches. And it drives me fucking nuts. I'll hear my friend complain about, Oh, dude, all these bitches want me, and it's super annoying. I guess if the wrong girls want you, it can be annoying. But at the same time, when you got a homie, a friend of mine just got out of prison, literally spent the last 3 years in prison with no pussy. So I'm not complaining about my dry spell at all. And then you're sitting there complaining, oh, some pussy would be nice. But when's the last time you had it? And then your friend says, oh, about a week ago. Oh, you poor bastard. You have to go a whole week without it. Boo hoo. I've gone a year and 6 months without it. Homeboy's probably gone about 3 years without it if he hasn't already gotten some by now. You know? And I'm like, dude, really? And that's just it though, YouTube. You know? Is you want to complain because you haven't gotten laid in a while. It could be worse. There are people out there who have never experienced it. There are people out there who can't have it. You know?
Deal with that stuff. We gotta stop viewing relationships as being transactional, as being like, what do I get out of this? The problem is that nobody really has any real friends anymore. It's not just that men don't have any friends, people are shitty friends, okay? Like, everyone's really just out for themselves. Nobody cares about other people. They'll cut you off if you say something, and nobody cares about other people's well being.
Yep. Yeah. That's the problem with relationships anymore. You're exactly right, Ashley, 100%. It's not about, you know, finding someone compatible. It's about social status and what can I get out of it. The two biggest things that people date anymore, the two biggest reasons why people date anymore is social status and what can I get out of it.
It's just a fact of life, okay? The earlier you realize that, the easier things will be. Like, we don't have less friends because of toxic masculinity. We have less friends because everyone decided to treat everyone like they're disposable. And then if you actually choose to express yourself to someone, you're a burden. So that's why people choose not to express themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so um, go ahead and watch the rest of it real quick.
That's why I see a lot of dudes who just choose not to because it scares off women and women don't like it. The whole trope of, yeah, you have to do nothing in order to go out with a woman because she won't like you if you pursue her. You know, society is just really far gone at this point.
Yes, it is.
And no matter how many videos people make about, like, red pill you on this, red pill you on that, it's just over, you know? So, anyway, that's what I wanted to say about this lady who wrote this article. It's not just that men don't have any friends, it's that people are just treating everyone like they're disposable trash.
Yep. Yep.
Talking to her husband, and he's talking about his aspirations and dreams, and she's the whole time thinking about how it's emotional labor and she can't deal with it, bearing the burden of men's emotional lives. You want them to go back to hiding their emotions? Sure, just say that. You know, make it a lot easier. Just say you don't want men to talk about their feelings, and they'll go back to not doing that, and they'll go back to playing the video games and stuff.
One chance only.
Fremont
Fremont Motors
Motors.
has lowered prices on all remaining 2018s, and all are priced to move.
Yeah. And then, of course, there was an ad at the end of the video. That's exactly my fucking point, really. Is people are treating people like disposable pieces of trash. Therefore, it's creating this very toxic and very unhealthy effect on the dating scene. People are no longer treating people to find companionship or meaningful relationships. It's all about who's got the biggest dick, who's got the most money, who's got the biggest boobs, you know, who's got the most to offer me, blah, 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 blah. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. People complain about the dating scene and then they contribute to the problems. Here's your sign. You know what I'm saying? That's like people complaining about the obesity epidemic and then making the proportions of junk food smaller so it's easier to stuff in their face. Justify it by saying, we're trying to encourage people to eat healthier, that's why we're shrinking our proportion sizes. Bullshit. 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 You're doing that so they'll be able to stuff their face easily. They'll feel like, I'm not satisfied with my craving, and they'll reach for another one. That's how that works. That's marketing. Candy companies don't tell me that you want people to eat more healthily. That's bullshit. You want people to consume your products. So, you know, they're likely to reach for that bag of Reese's minis with pieces in the middle or whatever, you know? My whole point is women don't call it emotional labor because men want to express their feelings. When you sit there and tell men, why can't you be more sensitive and more emotional and blah, blah, blah. And don't call it emotional labor because women are so fucking emotional, it's unbelievable. And that's the truth of it. You call me a sexist for saying it, but it's the truth. And the only reason that exists is because women are allowed to be emotional. Men aren't. So, yeah. Thank you, Ashley Eliza, for making that video because that's just the truth of it. Definitely. Give her a channel a view and subscribe to it. I liked the video, it's in my likes. And yeah. Also, I have a new bandana on because my old one started to get holes in it, so I put it up for keepsake and pulled this one out of my stash. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you all later.